the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso.
Hey, I mean, Leanne Williams, it's so good to be connected with you again, Expresso fam. An official good morning. This is how you're going to start your day today, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. G, you are looking dapper, my friend.
Beyonce wishes, girl.
Stop
Beyonce
it.
wishes. Hopefully you are feeling inspired this morning. It's been an inspiring and inspired new week in our brand new space. It's starting to already feel like home. I've made my little indent on the couch. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. In fact, thank you so much for all of the well wishes and the constructive criticism as you do, because this is a personal space. We love the fact that you guys have that connection, and you'll see we've been making adjustments. We've been finding our feature, and we absolutely love the space and the energy that's given us as well. Great guests in the space as well. So we're going to continue on that trend. In our entertainment news this morning, I know you're going to touch on the Ndlovu Youth Choir. How proudly South African do you feel right now?
Let me tell you, our South Africans are doing so well, not only nationally, but globally as well. So we'll celebrate more of that. But of course, it is time for us to meet the two other presenters on the show, looking absolutely
And they do. They look so good. So
Hi,
good.
guys.
Thanks very much, guys. Kata Hamaboy reporting for GT this morning alongside
Zoe Brown. Yes, it's good to be here. Good morning.
Yeah, some good news. Did you hear about the Ndlovu Youth Choir that blew the stage away? We'll be talking about them a bit later on, but wow.
I heard a little snippet and I got goosebumps when I heard it.
Limpopo, stand up proudly. Thank you very much for putting our names and the continent at large on the map again. But as we start this day, let's prepare you for what you have ahead of you in terms of the weather, and maybe help you plan your wardrobe accordingly, right?
And especially this time of the year, because I think we go through a lot of seasons in one day. So if you're in Johannesburg today, partly sunny conditions can be expected with occasional clouds. There's also a sky that will clear towards the evening. There's a light northwesterly breeze also expected, and humidity will rapidly decrease towards this afternoon. If you're in Durban, yay, some sunny conditions. This is the perfect time of the year to be in Durban. Temperatures will be pleasant. Now, a northeasterly breeze will be there throughout the day, and as the evening approaches, there will be some cloud cover. In fact, it will be decreasing, so you can enjoy a little bit of a break from the rain.
Keeps everything green though.
It does. That's why Durban's so lush. Now, if you're in Port Elizabeth, sunny conditions with warm temperatures. Clear skies are also expected for the entire day. There is a northwesterly wind of about, well, the duration of the day, and humidity will be decreasing towards tonight. And if you're in Cape Town, I love this. We don't say partly cloudy, we say partly sunny, because we're optimistic like that. There will be, however, a strong northwesterly wind the entire day. Cloud cover will be increasing, and hopefully we will be getting some light showers around this evening. So do be prepared for a little bit of rain. We're hoping for some rain because our dam levels need it.
Absolutely. It was a misty start driving to work this morning.
Misty.
Very misty next to the mountain. So be careful if you are going to be driving out. Plan your routes accordingly. Drive nice and carefully, okay?
Yeah.
But we do have a bit of a wardrobe conundrum for you this morning. You've got the dress on, but the question is what shoes to pair it with. And we've got
so our
pairs.
wardrobe fairy, Robin, has chosen two different sets of boots, because Woolies have got such an amazing selection of boots at the moment.
Yeah.
So she's opted for, and this is Studio W. In fact, no, this is Woolworths. Is the fun print, a little bit of a print to the look.
Yep.
And then, of course, we also have our Woolworths leather there's a specific name for them. They're called uppers.
Uppers.
But yes.
Leather uppers.
Leather uppers. So this is genuine leather. Of course, this is a staple in anyone's cupboard.
Classic.
And I mean, it's one of those pieces that will stand the test of time. Duration is good for when it comes to leather. So hey, I need your help. Do you want me to wear the fun leopard print, or should I go for the staple, the leather upper in black? That's all up to you. Head on over to our Facebook page. Go cast your vote so I can get out of my socks.
Excellent stuff. All right, but now we've been bragging and ragging about this story with the Ndlovu Youth Choir from Limpopo that did so particularly well. Let's find out more.
So we are gushing a little bit. I was sent, I think, by about 10 different people yesterday, a clip of obviously the Ndlovu Youth Choir, just sending such a positive message. You can imagine what choirs around South Africa have kind of taken from that message. But obviously, America's Got Talent is one of the biggest talent showcases on the world, and they
But it's so wonderful that they're coming from the same place that the incredible Shoma Josie, who's just walked away with the BET Award, for Best New International Act at the BET Awards on Sunday. And then come the Ndlovu Youth Choir, and they are from Limpopo as well, and they're just shining so bright. And we're so proud of them. If you don't know what we're talking about, should we give everyone a young little
Please.
glimpse
Let's
into
relive.
why South Africa is so proud at this very moment? That was amazing. That was amazing.
First of all, like, I mean, the two ladies up front, gorgeous,
Yes.
amazing, they're 10, but they didn't go and do some kind of dressed up version of. They did something pure and beautiful that really does represent us.
Taken my African dream to that whole new level. The conductor, Ralph Schmidt, took to the America's Talent stage and they wowed the panel of judges. You saw there Gabrielle Union, Howie Mandel, Julian Huff, as well as Simon Cowell. And we were like, Simon, get up. And then he gets up.
And it
that
takes a lot to get him up. But you can.
It does take a lot.
But this is the thing. It's the fact that they were playing VTs of their life back in Limpopo, and you know it's shining a spotlight.
Yeah.
If more people know that this is what you can achieve with very little, just the talent, awesome.
Yeah.
How pumped are you right
amazing.
now? My
Well
word.
done.
What a way to start
They did us
that
so
day, man.
proud. Woo! Love them.
To the young people, we've got to say very, very well done, especially as we look to wrapping up Youth Month. But I've got to say, I felt a little bit of a connection there because the conductor, Ralph Schmidt, used to be my conductor at the Northwest Youth Choir while I was still there. So shout out to you, Ralph. I know how passionate you are about seeing young people shine and thrive, and your passion is really showing through with the Ndlovu Youth Choir. Well done. Well done.
Well done. My goodness, that gave me goosebumps. That was beautiful.
You know
Beautiful.
who's somebody who gives a lot of goosebumps as well?
Who?
Celine Dion.
Yes.
Celine Dion gives a lot of goosebumps, you know. My heart will go on and on. I drove all night. All those songs, the music she's provided us with over the years. And our quote of the day this morning is actually from none other than Celine Dion, Canadian singer, songwriter. She said this: "Love doesn't ask why. It speaks from the heart and never explains." What can I just say there?
Yeah.
Love doesn't ask why. Speaks from the heart and never explains.
Mr. Biso to unpack that for us.
I'm sure he already is somewhere around there. But what does that mean to you when
Well,
if you had to listen to that?
Like, I love, and for me, this is now playing, it touches on that trust factor that needs to be there in anything that you do, and with the people that you do it with, whether it's in your work relationship, your personal relationships, and it's so important. Yeah.
So go out there in love today, and we're certainly going to be injecting a whole lot of love into what we do so that you can enjoy it so much more as we start a brand new day. But in order to do that, let's take a look at the morning's headlines.
In the national news this morning, newly appointed Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula says he plans on bringing stability to the passenger rail service. He says this will affect change in the experience of thousands of commuters who battle an unreliable and unsafe service daily. Most robberies of people after they withdrew money at an ATM or inside a bank branch occurred in Gauteng in 2018. Some 62% of such robberies took place in that province. On the international front, Kenyan judges have halted plans to construct the country's first ever coal-powered plant near the coastal town of Lamu, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. They ruled that authorities had failed to do a thorough environmental assessment. French authorities yesterday said that they have no reason to believe that criminal action was to blame for a fire that ripped through the iconic Notre Dame Cathedral in April. The cause of the blaze remains unknown, but investigators are now probing the possibility of negligence. And finally, a new report into South African wealth released by Afrasia Bank has revealed that Gauteng is bleeding millionaires as they move to other parts of the country. Durban, Ballito and Mhlanga have been the strongest, or rather have seen the strongest growth in wealth over the last decade, and the Western Cape towns of Stellenbosch, Franschhoek and Paul now host more than $3,000 millionaires. That's some 14 million rand. Of course, this is compared to only 2007 in Pretoria with a population of 2 million. Research also showed that 28% of South African dollar millionaires studied law, followed by finance graduates, chartered accountants, medicine and IT. The latter, only 5%. Some 20% of the dollar millionaires attended Wits University, followed by UCT and Marties. Well, that was your 6 o'clock news update. Let's get our very first taste of what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Let's kick it off in the UK, where Pakistan kept their hopes of a top 4 finish in the ICC Cricket World Cup very much alive with a masterclass, beating New Zealand by 6 wickets at Edgbaston in Birmingham last night in front of a packed crowd. Really a class outfit and performance. Now on the rugby front, the South African under-20 rugby team, coached by former Springbok women's player Lorian Johannes, eased past Zimbabwe 43-0 in the first of 2 internationals in Harare. So well done to the team. On the footballing front, after a 1-0 win over Guinea, at the Alexandria Stadium, Nigeria became the first team to qualify for the last 16 of the African Cup of Nations last night. And then throwing forward to today's Cricket World Cup action, it's kicking off with India taking on the West Indies. India looking to confirm their position in the knockouts, and that's at Old Trafford from 11:30 this morning, South African time. We'll expand on all of those headlines in an hour or so.
Let's take a look at the weather and what it looks like this morning. But first of all, let's say a big thank you to Debbie McAllister, who sent us a beautiful orange skyline from East London. Thank you very much, Debbie. You can expect sunny conditions with warm and pleasant temperatures reaching a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. But let's take a look at the temperatures all around the country, starting off in Polokwane, between 5 and 20. High humidity can be expected in Mbombela, and temperatures there ranging between 8 and 24 degrees Celsius. Pretoria, 6 to 19. Johannesburg, very similar, 5 to 18 degrees. In the northwest, in Mahikeng, between 9 and 22, perfectly sunny day over there, as well as in Klerksdorp, and there a low of 7 and a high of 21. Northeasterly winds of 28 kilometers per hour can be expected in Kimberley, and temperatures ranging between 9 and 23, while a cold start will be the order of the day in the morning in Bloemfontein, a low of 4 and a high of 21. The highest temperatures in the country can be found in Richards Bay, between 16 and 26, Pietermaritzburg 9 to 24, Durban 15 to 24, Mthatha 7 to 24. Clear skies today for East London, temperatures ranging between 16 and 25 degrees Celsius. A northwesterly wind of 28 kilometers per hour can be expected in Craddock, a low of 9 and a high of 22. Port Elizabeth 12 to 22, George 12 to 21, and the lowest temperatures in the country once again today in Sutherland, between 4 and 14 degrees Celsius. Northwesterly winds of about 30 kilometers per hour can be expected in Cape Town today, and temperatures ranging between 12 and 18 degrees. High humidity in Worcester between 9 and 19 degrees Celsius. That's your temperature range. A light northwesterly breeze in Springbok today, cooling things down a little bit. A minimum of 5 and a high of 20, and rounding things up in Uppington, where your temperatures will range between 6 and 26. With sunny skies all round. But whatever the weather you're experiencing in your part of the country, here's to hoping you have a wonderful Thursday.
Yes, we're back in our beauty room, and of course we're looking at what you have decided our very dear Zoe needs to wear, because Zoe, this walking around barefoot girl.
I took the socks off just so I can look a little bit more decent, but hey, I need shoes and you need to help me out. So we've asked you on Facebook, should I go for the leather print, or the leopard print rather, or the black leather booty? So these are the options there in front of us.
Okay.
But okay, I just need to make a quick disclaimer of I kind of threw my name away.
Okay.
So yes, these are leopard print boots, but then I called these leather uppers.
Okay.
And Kat laughed at me because it's not the name of the boot, it's just to demonstrate on the label that the upper part of the boot is leather.
Oh,
so I called them leather uppers, but they're
okay.
actually just plain ankle booties. But hey,
We get you.
you understand me, okay?
Yes.
So looking at the comments that came through, we have here, I'm going to enlarge it for you so you can see it at home. Megan says, morning Expresso family, I think Zoe must wear the black boot. Most definitely love it. Have a blessed day. Thank you for your choice over there, Megan. Pandile says leopard print will take the outfit to another level, Zoe. Lots of love. Angelo also says leopard print. Makoma says leopard print. Sabelo says leopard print, so definitely leopard print for the win.
I think leopard print's in the running, and it's definitely the one that I was gravitating towards for you as well. So while you don those leopard prints, thank you so much, fam, for making sure that we always look stylish and for completing the look. Love it.
So we've just confirmed that the Springboks are going to win the Rugby World Cup.
I'll drink to that. I'll have my first cup of coffee to that this morning.
100%. And I'm going to savor this cappuccino after hearing Talent's unbelievable story that he saves up, treats himself on payday with a cappuccino. I take my cappuccinos completely for granted because we obviously we have this wonderful free-flowing cappuccino fountain in our lives that is Mac Cafe. So, you know, treat yourself like Talent today and go and treat yourself to a beautiful cappuccino.
Yeah,
eh?
how about that?
Talent, we love you, dude.
Some inspiration, man. Listen, we're wrapping up Youth Month, and so we're going to be all about that on the social media streets today. Tell us, what has been inspiring you all throughout the month of June, or Youth Month, as it's known in South Africa? Share some of those stories with us. We've got some interesting pictures that we found, like throwbacks.
That makes me proper nervous,
Serious
buddy.
throwbacks,
that
man.
makes me proper nervous.
The social media team shocked me this morning. We'll
Yay.
share that with you right after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with Mac Cafe. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Thursday, and thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new day. You know what Thursdays mean on social media. It's all about the hashtag TBT.
We're throwing it back.
Throwing it back.
Throwing it back. And since we are wrapping up Youth Month, we are also reminiscing about our student days. So going to social media, we asked you, what is your best memory from Varsity. Shall we take a look at what people said?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Of course, Kat looking absolutely dashing over there. And is that you?
That is-
you, I always said, looked like baby Tay Diggs in that picture. Baby Tay.
Oh man,
We should
I'm
do
looking
a...
at that leather strap thing on my arm that like it was like in fashion, and then like you'd wear it and then like never take it off. And the day you do take it off, it's like just manky, sweaty.
Ew.
bleh. But anyway,
Germs crawling.
What a throwback.
All right. Okay, let's go and check it out. Amo says, good morning, family. My memory about Varsity is my favorite teacher, Mr. Lukau. Lapeng says, I watch your show all the time, Mr. Smiling Assassin. Ooh, they call you a smiling
That's a new
assassin. Josephine Pickstone says, my favorite teacher. Let's head down here. Yeah, a lot of people just saying morning to
Sonia saying
us.
kachlechu.
Huh?
Kachlechu.
Kachlechu.
Do
All
you see
right.
at the top there?
Bongin Kosi says, unfortunately, I have not yet reached Varsity.
Okay,
Still in
all right.
grade 10. Enjoy the rest of the day. But you're going to go get
Excellent.
there, Bongin Kosi. And a lot of people saying, Lindy says, I'm a big fan of the Stellar Man. Love that. Maria saying, a big fan of Cat. And Dashing Cat, C-A-T. Love that. Yeah, and then Teresa saying, good morning, Expresso fam. So it's kind of a cat appreciation post.
Okay, but
and also... think back on your varsity days and tell us
I
what
wanna,
you remember.
I wanna,
post.
I wanna have an appreciation moment for your best varsity days. Tell me about that.
Mine? Oh, listen. I got to think about that. Varsity was...
A blur?
It wasn't, no. I was a very good student.
Yeah?
I was really, really good.
Yeah?
I was just a hard worker. I was boring, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what makes you fun.
Well, thank you.
G-Man.
Thank you so much, Kachlecho. We absolutely love you, man. Go and show some love. Hashtag Expresso Show is where you can do it online. So I'm getting incredibly excited at the moment. Members of a youth-led non-profit organization did something truly remarkable, and just a few days ago, helping to enable young people living with disabilities. In fact, enabling disability education nationally is what they are called. They spent 15 days taking a little walk all the way from Durban to Cape Town. And of course, they've done this to raise funds and awareness for youth living with disabilities. They've got an incredible track record already. The guys have managed to make it. They didn't walk to our studios this morning, I'm hoping, but they are here to share a little part of that journey with us. But most importantly, the message behind it. Please put your hands together for Ompile, Mangwa, Gape, Dennis Toro, and Samuel Modise. Thank you. I like the bow. Was that a bow or your body just collapsing, man? You guys made it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
You made
indeed. Yeah, it was hectic. I won't lie. I mean, yeah, but we made it. We made it definitely.
What an undertaking. It must mean a lot to you to do something like this. One aspect of it, because there are many dimensions to something like this, a personal journey, a personal message to one person, maybe one young person living with disabilities, but also money. NGOs need money and they never get it. Organizations need money and do amazing things but don't have the funding. 150,000 Rand you raised, Samuel. How does that make you feel, first of all, and where's that money going to be going?
Well, I mean, that was actually the first walk from Pretoria to Durban, where we raised the 150. It was mainly for two of our beneficiaries, which were Transaranya School for the Deaf and Fanandiatla Center for the Disabled. So fortunately, I mean, with visual or hearing impaired students, they learn better visually. So with the proceeds, they managed to actually get interactive screens and projectors and, even some assistive devices as well, just to get, in tune with their learning capabilities then again. So yeah, for us, I mean, it was quite a thrilling experience for the Pretoria to Durban. And yeah, from Durban to Cape Town, it was a totally different story, I must say. I mean, yeah, having to experience all those terrains and, sceneries, it was quite a journey, I must say.
The Karoo. Yes, are you crazy, man? This all begs the question, brother, why? Why do this? Why are you so passionate about this?
Sure.
Yeah. So there's many reasons, there's many reasons. But the one that I could say personally for me is that you find that youth, especially youth with disabilities, don't really have a voice, or there isn't really a movement for them to have a voice on any platform, not any continentally or in the country, but there isn't anything concrete at the moment where they can kind of go onto a platform and have their voices heard. So what we really want to do is that we want to be that platform for them, where they could have a voice for them. And it must just be a loud voice, something a bit extreme, but also something that can kind of just also create the right conversations.
Some people say extreme, others say crazy. I don't know. That's we're somewhere in between. Well, there's well over 1 million people watching you right now. So the platform that you've been able to create with this, and I know when you take that first step, literally that first step, that you can't envision where it's all going to end. What was the toughest part of the challenge for you, guys?
That was when we hit the storm. Like, they came where there was a crosswind and we were walking against the wind. So going 10 steps forward, it was kind of like going 2 steps forward, literally. So it was kind of challenging. And there was a day where we were walking next to the sea, so the sand was bad. It was very bad.
I disagree with him. The sand was not bad. I like walking on the sea. Like walking on the sea was good. You could check the scenery and then you walk and then you don't get tired. For some reason you walk on the sea.
But he was coughing a lot though, even though he loved the scenery.
I'm just thinking, like, how much do you need to drink and eat to be able to get through? It's ultimately about a brotherhood, about a sisterhood, about a community with young people living with disabilities. I call them differently able because they are capable of achieving amazing things. Most importantly, how can our Expresso viewers, how can we as presenters, our family, help your family? What's the best way to support your efforts?
Well, I mean, looking at this current project that we embarked on, we actually we were focused on a specific educational program whereby we wanted to actually take 1,000 students through this educational program, which will then enable them to actually reciprocate information better. Since the focus for the year is intellectual disability for us, so the main concept around it was basically walk and then accumulate, or rather get partners that can actually make the the educational possible, maybe for a student, or rather even an entity that can actually fund the whole, since we actually had a target of 500,000, whereby we were looking at actually taking 100 students as a pilot project, so that the masses can actually gauge the process.
See exactly how the working
absolutely,
model operates.
Absolutely.
Buddy, we've got your details. We're going to put them up on our social media platforms. So put that voice out there. Raise the conversation on our social media platforms. We've got the most amazing viewers who really do respond. Whether you're a CEO of a company that's operating in this space, whether you're another NGO that can maybe come on board, help an organization. Let's trade some NGOs, some CSI commodities here. Guaranteed your budget can match their budget. We can put a few other cents in the kitty there and do something truly remarkable. Most importantly, think about that one individual, that one out of that 100 that might lead into 1,000, that might help ultimately all children living with mental disabilities is our focus this year, improve their lives, just have a better quality of life. Gents, just chill for a moment. You guys can just sit there and chill out for a while. You've earned the break.
Thank you.
Now listen, as we round off Youth Month, it's that time for us to really just reflect on some wonderful opportunities that's been taking place.
And there were many created in order to develop and equip the next generation with the skills that they would need to propel our country into an even more prosperous future. And this happened in abundance at a recent
Financial Freedom. It's an international online platform designed to inspire the youth to become financially smart. Now, they were welcomed into South Africa by leading youth development program Inspired Youth and hosted a free full-day motivational and edutainment workshop on
digital marketing experts Paul O'Mahony and Chris Farrell, and they identified Mzansi as the first country in which to expand their platform to the global community. Now, O'Mahony was quoted as saying, "We feel that working with teens and young adults in South Africa and creating role models here will have very strong ripple effects in inspiring many more to follow suit and internally create leaders to continue to educate and empower."
Oh, so exciting. And the renowned aspirational role model, Candice Modiselle, had the audience on their feet participating in the LEAP concept. Now that's for learn, earn, accelerate and play, which inspires and guides young people on how to plan for a financially secure future. The workshop also featured motivational talks from well-known author and facilitator Fred Bahasu and 17-year-old entrepreneur Stembiso Makira and differently enabled motivator Sandile Makize. Now, all of whom impart valuable thoughts and actions to those who were in attendance. attendance.
Yeah, the workshop was also punctuated with entertainment, and the high point most certainly must have been when rap artist Questa got onto the stage. Not only did he raise the roof by performing several of his most popular numbers, but he also imparted valuable lessons on his journey to stardom in an impromptu interview with Mudisilo. So the youth that were there certainly got a lot for their time.
Oh, that's incredible. And Inspired Youth, which is powered by Pride Factor, has interacted with more than 50,000 youths at over 90 events countrywide since 2014. And Pride Factor MD said, "We are delighted that Financial Freedom chose South Africa as the first international destination in which to expand the reach of their incredible useful program on how to deal with money and build a successful lives." Now, you can keep up with Inspired Youth by following them on Facebook. And man, trust me, that's something you want to do.
Viva youth, viva, viva.
Is there a private chef in the house? Huh? Oh, there. Neil, how are you, my darling?
I'm good. Yourself?
I am fabulous.
Very good.
Well, Neil and I are going to be heading into the kitchen a little bit later on to make one of the best, or what I think
Banging.
is going to be one of the most banging sandwiches ever.
Oh.
But before we get there, we need to just maybe, start our morning
dip
off
a
with,
rusk.
when is your best time to enjoy an Oma rusk?
An Oma rusk. I'm a first thing in the morning kind of guy. Yeah. So
you?
that first coffee, that while it's still nice and warm, sort of straight in there.
Oh, you are a man after my own
You
heart.
can't
Let's
keep
dip, darling.
especially now with the chocolate chips. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong.
Next level. Oh, I love it. We'll be right back after this.